Postbed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin, Bros, kids. Hopefully, this is we're throwing out thoughts and prayers here that you're not near Hoover Dam today, where a terrorist attack took place. 58,000 people died, or zero. We don't know at this point, but we've heard various reports that it's either 58,000 dead or zero people dead. Hopefully, you're not near there. Anthony, I know all your thoughts and prayers went out there today. You big Hoover Dam guy?
No.
Okay, good.
I'm not really a fan.
Of Hoover Dam?
Of Hoover.
Okay.
In general, but, you know, hydroelectricity, I'm fine with that.
All right.
In general, I'm fine with that. But this was just, it seems like it was an electrical transformer that blew up and then smoked a little bit, but nobody's actually hurt.
I heard 58,000. So no, that's a no-go on that?
I don't think at any point ever, even during its construction, were there 58,000 people near the fucking Hoover Dam.
No yellow. We don't know. We don't know, okay?
What you're not probably taking into account is just sort of the trauma of hearing about this.
Yeah.
How many people that could have affected.
It's affected 4, me, and then the 3 of you guys, obviously.
Yep.
So, you know, we're all going through it today. Just know that.
I have natural immunity from giving a shit.
Yeah, you do. For sure.
I did it once. Did not work out.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are. We weren't getting arrested today like AOC pretended to be. What a weird story. I talked about this a little bit earlier, but I didn't really know the facts or what was going on in this. Bob, do you have the footage of this? Because she was just kind of cruising around pretending to be arrested like my children do when they play cops and robbers, where they're like, all right, hands behind your back, and then you can do it. But there was a real cop there. What was the whole sitch? Were they at an abortion rally or something?
Yeah, in front of the Supreme Court. And she was being escorted away.
Okay.
Why are they? Let me ask you this. Why are Democratic members of Congress protesting in front of the Supreme Court instead of going to Congress and voting on this?
Great question. So they actually passed 2 bills. Nancy Pelosi licked her lips and rubbed her gums and just then be on their path. Now, the problem with that is they have to actually be passed in the Senate, and that's not going to happen.
And even if they were, they would get struck down by the Supreme Court pretty quickly.
Correct. So I don't know what today's purpose was, but if you can show the footage, Bob, that would be swell for the people here today.
Let me give you a Hoover Dam-esque trigger warning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Is there a sound effect, or are we just, is there a graphic? What are we doing for the trigger warning exactly? Do we have something for that?
No, the ham horn is not an appropriate trigger warning.
The ham horn is an erotic dominance noise, not a trigger warning. What else have we got there?
Let's see what else we got.
Okay.
No,
it's fake news.
It's fake news.
No, that's spiritual. It's very spiritual.
Yeah, just.
Okay. That's it. That's the trigger warning.
I think.
Good enough. We were supposed to have a guest on today. He pushed till tomorrow, so we're not going to slander him today. Now, if he doesn't show up tomorrow, we're going to butt fuck him live on air. In the meantime, Bobby, give me that footage, Bobby. Throw it on the screen. So I thought she was actually cuffed here, D'Anthony.
Well, that's clearly what she's trying to suggest with with her body language.
Yeah. And she was not, and then she keeps walking here.
Like none of those people are in handcuffs. And Bob, if you'll pull up that other picture or the other video, what you'll notice is this is very similar to that chain link fence, empty parking lot situation.
Great photo.
Yeah,
great photo. Some say that should be in the Guggenheim. I
don't know who that is, but
Charles Edgar Guggenheim.
I don't think that's right.
Famous museum. You should look it up.
I don't think it's Charles Edward.
I've been there. I spent a lot of time there. No big deal. Show the other footage, Bob. What do we got here?
It's Solomon R. Guggenheim.
That's probably his brother.
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of
they had a huge family.
Prominent Jewish men named Charles.
Huge family over there. The Guggenheim family. Everybody knows them. Let's see this other footage of AOC, Bobby.
Oh. So,
and Ilhan Omar wasn't even cool enough to get some cops.
She's escorted herself. What a
With her hands
stupid
behind her
bitch.
back. There we go.
What a
dude.
stupid fucking bitch.
Wow. You can play that one more time. Let's see that. So she's throwing up is that a black power fist?
I think it's just like power to the people.
Is there a difference?
No.
I've been giving the wrong fist the whole time.
When Josh Hawley did it on January 6th, it probably wasn't a black power fist.
J6, yeah. Was
Yeah.
he in a wheelchair?
So go back to the first video
Yeah.
and turn the audio off because I want to narrate something here. Yeah, go to the first one. Just mute that audio. So you see her and this obese white lady behind her, and the other one that's holding a sign. No one is handcuffed.
No.
So do you think this is the question I have? Did they have a conversation about that? Hey, when the cops come get us, let's all pretend like we're handcuffed to get escorted out of here? Or did it just happen like that?
It had to have been because they're both doing the same exact thing.
And
they're
then
all besties.
Ellen Omar is like 20, 30 yards behind her and does the same thing.
Right.
So it's very bizarre.
It's a pre-planned thing there that's going on.
But
they're in the squad, Dan.
There's no way. There's no way they had a conversation like, hey, we're probably going to get arrested when we do. Just in case they don't handcuff us, let's go ahead and put our hands behind our back.
Sure.
That conversation did not happen.
Well, but isn't this the exact effect that they were hoping for? Is that we're going to talk about it. They appear as if they've been arrested. I did a show earlier this morning where we thought she was arrested, and then it turns out, now there's no handcuffs whatsoever. I didn't see the footage of her throwing up the Black Power sign.
Yeah. Well,
Then I didn't see the Ilhan Omar footage of her doing the same exact thing, but she's by herself. There's not even a cop with her.
No, nobody even had the fucking nobody cared enough about Ilhan Omar to even escort her off the property. So none of these people got arrested because that's not what getting arrested looks like.
Right.
Just to be clear.
Right.
So these stories that are running in the media right now, 17 Democratic lawmakers arrested. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Right. They just made it up. Never happened.
None of them have got arrested.
No.
Right, Bob? Can you fact check that? None of them actually got arrested.
No, none got arrested.
Yeah. So
none did. Okay.
So
none.
To your other point, the Supreme Court's role in this is done. Right?
Right.
It's over. There's literally nothing legally they can do at this point.
No.
Because they have to accept a case from a lower court
Correct.
first and then go through that whole process. So why don't they go protest the Senate?
Right. And,
You know what I mean?
so
at least that would make sense. This is fucking stupid.
So we did the show about it when it got overturned and it goes to the states. That's it. There's nothing else unless you get new Supreme Court justices. They're not going to review this case again, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, they won't.
Yeah, they won't. So unless this bill, the ones there was, Bob, I believe there was two. You can pull it up. That Pelosi was hammered down with the gavel the other night. I believe there was two bills for abortion that were passed. These still have to go to the Senate, and that's not going to happen. So, yes, you're correct. If you want to protest, why aren't you protesting the Senate and then the people that are voting against this bill?
Because Charles Schumer told her to stay her ass at home. Go have your little fucking party somewhere else, but don't come to my house.
Chuck Schumer said that?
Yeah. Of course he did. Because they want, it's tough times in the Senate right now. They want to fucking, they're weighing whether or not it's worth it to invoke the nuclear option to get this done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're going to not do that for a couple of reasons. One, it won't work because even if they pass the legislation and Biden signs it, the Supreme Court has ruled that this is a states' rights issue and the federal government isn't entitled to weigh in on it.
Sure.
Basically. So that won't work. The other part is that you don't want to give the incoming red wave a fucking cloture-free Senate.
Yes.
Because now then it would be bulls on parade.
Well, and speaking of which, people were pissed at Merrick Garland last night for a leaked memo that came out where he said, hey, let's pause on the indictments this close to elections. Bob, if you can bring up that memo from Merrick Garland last night. Now all leftists went crazy on the guy that was the fucking hero. This was the guy that was supposed to be Obama's pick, and now he's running the DOJ for Biden. And they're pissed that there's no indictments because we're getting this close to elections. Now, this was something that Bill Barr had actually put in place in another memo pre-2020 where he was just like, hey, guys, let's hold off on indictments. And now he's citing the same exact thing. There we go. So it says here, finally, department employees must also adhere to the additional requirements issued by the Attorney General on February 5th, 2020. That's Bill Barr, governing the opening of criminal and counterintelligence investigations by the department. And then it goes on to say, look, it's for voting, and we're getting super close to an election, and people are pissed off about it.
So what is it that they want? Like, whomever reposted that says, "Oh wow, fucking Rachel Maddow got her hands on this document."
She
blah,
did.
Blah, blah.
She leaked it last night on her show.
Okay, so what is the expectation then? That we weaponize the Department of Justice against the other political party? Because you've been doing that secretly for a while now. You just want to say it out in the open that that's what you want to do?
Yeah.
Or that you want to protect your side or go after the other side with an executive branch
Right.
Organization. That is completely illegal and unethical.
Shouldn't they be happy that Bill Barr was exercising like a massive amount of restraint there?
Yeah.
No. Bob,
like before an election?
They're not. So what?
That screams election integrity to me.
What the hubbub is, and what people were pissed off about last night after Rachel Maddow leaked this thing, was they wanted indictments for this J6 hearing that apparently is still going on, and they're going to stretch it into next month now.
Oh, it's good. What's that fucking guy that sucks all those cocks? Adam Kinzinger. Giant cocksucker.
Yes.
Yeah, he said it may go into like past the midterm election.
Like, why not?
Like into next year. Why wouldn't they keep running?
Let's keep doing it for the next 20 years.
Yeah, so the really interesting thing about this now is that apparently the Secret Service deleted everything.
Yeah, all the text messages.
All their texts. They deleted their fucking browser history.
Yep.
They unfriended all the hot girls that they've been liking photos of on Instagram, the whole thing. They've completely washed all their shit now.
And wait, tell the audience why this is important.
Well, it's important because the theory has been that Secret Service was involved in some of this shit, that the FBI was involved in some of this shit.
Yeah.
And that the Capitol Police were involved in some of this shit. And I don't mean involved from Trump's side necessarily.
Right, just on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I don't mean that. I don't even mean that. I just mean there are like this Ray Epps guy, for example, who's like, "Oh, my life has been ruined." Like you were standing outside. Whether or not you were a Fed or not, you were standing outside trying to rile people up and get them to go to the Capitol to do violent shit. Mm-hmm. So it's either you're a piece of shit that way, or you're a fucking Fed and you're an even bigger piece of shit, right?
Yeah. Bob,
So that's the point. There's Capitol. We've all seen the videos now of Capitol Police getting out of the way and opening the fucking doors for people, right? And now there's some thinking that Secret Service may have done the same.
So, Bob, if you can pull up Ray Epps, there's a clip of him just played off of Twitter. There's a jump cutted video for maybe 90 seconds, 2 minutes, about exactly what Dan's talking about this guy trying to get everybody all amped up to storm the Capitol. And this was the night before, right? And he has not testified. They have not asked him to testify. People on the right say that he's a Fed. Who was trying to get everybody to storm the Capitol, and people are calling him Fed there you go, Bob, this one. People are calling him Fed in the video. Do we even know that he works for the Feds?
No, but that is the working theory because nobody there knew who he was. Like he wasn't there with anybody.
Correct.
And he was one of the people in the crowd trying to instigate people to go to the Capitol to storm the goddamn Capitol. Mm-hmm. So that's one piece of information. The second piece of information is that there's no interest from the federal government in prosecuting or even questioning this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
And that's what I can't figure out.
Well, here's how you figure it out. Unnamed co-conspirators. When this whole January 6th shit first started, it's a weird thing, math, right? Mm-hmm. When they issue X number of subpoenas for X number of people they arrested and then identify, I think it was 6 unnamed co-conspirators. An unnamed co-conspirator in a federal investigation is typically an informant or a federal agent. And we saw that where? Governor Whitmer, right? Like fucking four of the 8 people that were in the room, 2 of them were federal agents and 2 of them were fucking federal cooperators. Mm-hmm. So half, 50-50. Now, what do you think that didn't happen in January 6th? Are you fucking kidding me? Of course it fucking happened. Like that's what the left is doing now. They have people inside of the FBI, Capitol Police, throughout the Department of Justice that set up these stings, right? And basically entrap people into doing shit they wouldn't normally do so they can make political headlines. That's exactly what the fuck is happening. And you think it happened with the potential kidnapping of one of the governors of in the country, but they wouldn't have the temerity to do it at the Capitol riot? Are you fucking kidding me? Of course they fucking did it.
Yeah.
Did you read the New York Times article? It's a very apologetic article on this guy, how he was just someone who got mixed up in all this.
I did. I read it, and here's what I can't understand. So, hypothetical, let's throw out that he wasn't a Fed. He was just on his own. He had no side. He just wanted to do this. Why wasn't he fucking interviewed? Why isn't he on trial as part of this? I would want to know who this guy is screaming out over and over and over again, let's storm the Capitol, and why hasn't he been indicted? Bob, go ahead and play that video in case you have not seen this yet.
6 days ago, the New York Times ran an article.
We need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. What? No! Peacefully. Fed. Tomorrow? I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested.
Well, let's not say it.
We need to go. I'll say it.
All right.
We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol.
We need to go into the Capitol. I didn't see that coming. Okay.
Monument Hill.
And this is the next day.
Yeah, where he's leading the procession to the Capitol.
Yeah.
Wearing what appears to be
a Trump hat.
Well, it's clearly a Trump hat. Pause this for a second, please. So what he's wearing right there is that's a multicam shirt that's made for wearing with body armor. You see how the inside part looks like a T-shirt?
Yeah.
So it's a T-shirt with multicam sleeves sewn onto it, basically. We came up with those in like 2006 because it's so hot wearing all that shit together. So it's just the sleeves, so it's still camouflage on the parts you can see, but the part that are internal is a T-shirt.
Now would a normal citizen have access to this?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where at? Because even the backpack.
I just Googled it, and I can get it at First Tactical Men's for $129.99.
You can buy them on the interwebs. You can buy that shit on Amazon.
Yeah, Patriot Outfitters has it for $54.99.
Ah, even better.
So it's common, but he's dressed in military garb and telling people to go to the Capitol, to go into the Capitol.
Yeah.
Now, that is the literal definition of incitement of a riot. He's committed, just the video that you're watching right now, what he's doing on video right now, that is a federal crime.
I agree. And he has not been on trial for any of this.
As a matter of fact, so the New York Times ran an article 6 days ago, how Ray Epps became the victim of a January 6th conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Sweet. If the New York Times said that, then you can guarantee this dude is involved with the federal government somehow.
Play the rest of this video, Bob. This is so wild, dude.
Go in.
Are we going to get arrested if we go up there?
You don't need to get shot.
Arrest us all?
That guy's Make America Great Again hat is brand new, too, that he's talking to. I mean, that is...
For what it's worth, these cops aren't letting them in.
No, these cops aren't.
These cops are not, for sure.
By the way, pause this for a second. Same scene happened in the other abortion ruling in 2018. Remember that? Mm-hmm. The fucking angry feminist mob did exactly what you're seeing on screen right now. And then they went inside and occupied the Senate building, the Hart Senate building. 0 fucking prosecutions out of that. 300 plus arrests, 0 prosecutions.
Okay. Keep going, Bob. Let's go.
It's super funny.
Let's go.
It's super funny seeing all these goobers do this shit because I've walked on that pathway 1,000 times probably in DC.
Yeah.
Like usually if you went there right now, well, not right now.
There'd be nobody there.
Well, no, there's usually people sitting out on the fucking on whatever those things are called, the fucking square concrete pieces with plants in the middle of them. I don't know what they're called, but usually there's people sitting there typing, talking on their phones and shit.
Yeah.
Right now, there will be nobody there because they have it all fenced off. But this used to just be a normal thing that people would just be there all the time. It's very, very bizarre. Anyways, the point of all that was that this is all fucking performative nonsense. And now they've enlisted the literal federal agents are doing this. So I wonder what part of the fucking support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, comes into play when you're fucking entrapping U.S. citizens and pretending like shit that's happening, or like pretending like shit is happening that isn't really happening. Like, what part of your job is that, FBI guy? That's why people... This is like the dumbest period in all of American history, because the only fucking friends that law enforcement had left were conservatives, and all they've done over the last couple of years, from the Department of Justice level, I'm not talking about sheriffs and shit, or even city police to a large degree, but all the Department of Justice has done is use their power against conservatives for about 4 years now. Very bizarre.
Yeah, it's super strange. In watching video of this guy, I didn't get a chance to read the New York Times article. I saw the clickbaity thing that was going around on Twitter of how his life was ruined. What was his explanation for what he did in real life then? Because
fuck, who knows?
But wouldn't that be the most obvious answer? Like, if he worked at fucking Trader Joe's in, Montauk, New Jersey, then I would understand of like, all right, great. Maybe he was just down there trying to have some laughs, meet some people, not a lot of friends in his area. But if we don't know what the fuck this guy does, I mean, how much reporting did the reporter do? Did they do any research on this guy, Bob, on the New York Times?
I haven't read the Times article yet.
Okay.
Let's see. He says he's losing business because of the propaganda. So maybe he owns, I think he lives on a farm in Arizona or some shit, or a ranch or some shit. Let's see.
And he's losing business there?
Let's see.
Is he saying he's a Trump guy?
Yeah, but I don't know if he still is. Let's see here.
I would just be curious to know what his job is, what he does on a day-to-day basis.
Well, he lived in a mobile home.
Oh, he did? Okay.
So now he's, I guess, living in the Rocky Mountains.
Well, and that makes sense, Bob,
I think they're called...
real hot down here, so
I think
gotta go up north.
I think they're called glowies.
Oh, are they? Okay.
That's the name for these people. People who've either worked for government intelligence, or have been adjacent to them at some period, and now
glowies, huh?
Yeah, but
it's a fun name.
It's typically used to refer to far right people. I think it was kind of a leftist theory. I don't know entirely. I mean, who knows? These fucking theories are fucking stupid usually.
Sure.
Because I know a lot of the people that did the jobs that the glowies supposedly came from, and I don't know anybody that actually does any of that shit.
Okay.
They all hate the government. They don't work with the government at all.
Because on the other side of this, just from the videos that we just watched, if he was far right, this would be the first guy you prosecute. He was right there at that gate that pushed over the police officers, and like Bob pointed out, they were pushing back on that gate, So, yes, that guy should be on trial then.
Alleges that he contacted, I'm sure there's documentation, but I don't know. He contacted the FBI as soon as he found out he was a person of interest. And I talked to them. I don't know.
And they were all cool after that?
Yeah, that's what is alleged.
I bet he did. I'm guessing the conversation went something like this. Hey, Dave, can you take me off that list? I'm getting phone calls from news agencies. All right, cool, thanks. Tell the family I said hello. Click. Fuck off, dude.
Ray, if you're out there and you want to come share your story on Drinkin' Bros, we would love to have you here. Also, Randy Quaid, if you were out there as well, we'll put you both on the same show, What the fuck, dude? It feels so unbelievable that it feels fake.
It is fake.
Like all of this feels fake. But I mean, that these videos are circulating. These clips are out there. And nobody is saying, let's get this fucking guy to testify?
This is from...
It's maddening. It's fucking maddening.
Yeah. This is from the last... I'm going to read you a passage really quickly. This is from the last part of 1984 by George Orwell. You ready? Mm-hmm. In the end, the party would announce that 2 and 2 made 5, and you would have to believe it. It was inevitable that they should make that claim sooner or later, The logic of their position demanded it, not merely the validity. Hold on, fucking ad piece of shit. Not merely the validity of experience, but the very existence of external reality was tacitly denied by their philosophy. The heresy of heresies was common sense. And what was terrifying was not that they would kill you for thinking otherwise, but that they might be right. For, after all, how do we know that 2 and 2 makes 4, or that the force of gravity works, or that the past is unchangeable? If both the past and the external world exist only in the mind, and if the mind itself is controllable, what then? This is manufactured consent. It's how it works, right? This is group psychology.
Another Epps video.
Oh, you got another one? Pop it up.
This is the remix.
Okay.
There's house music in the background.
Loaded if I knew this was happening. Take a step back. Take a step back. We're holding ground. We're not trying to get people hurt. They don't want to get hurt. You don't want to get hurt. Just back up. No, they don't. No, they fresh out of preschool, ain't you, boy? Hey, it doesn't matter. We made a point. You don't want to take away with what we did. Hey, we're with you guys. We're with you guys. We fight for you in the street. Hey.
So now he's helping police the crowd?
Yeah.
After telling them to go there and
go
into
and
the Capitol?
storm the Capitol?
Very bizarre behavior.
I would at least want to sit down and just have a few questions.
I mean, it's good that he wore that fucking desert camouflage.
Yeah, he blended right in.
Yeah.
I could barely see him.
You can hardly tell he's there.
No, it doesn't
What
stand
a
out at all.
fucking mongoloid.
This is fucking nuts, dude.
It's very stupid, but that's like the 1984 quote is very clear about that.
Oh, 100%.
It's like if people in charge, I won't call them leaders because they don't lead. If they're able to get you to question your own reality, this is like gaslighting, but as a government policy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The big lie theory. Liberals like to throw that phrase around now, the big lie, to refer to Trump saying the election was stolen. But you know where that phrase originally comes from, right?
No, I don't.
The big lie was the lie that Hitler told to Germany.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So co-opting, like calling everybody Nazis, that's kind of a leftist thing, despite the fact that, I don't know, it's leftist. National Socialism is still socialism. Mm-hmm. Fascism is very left, in my opinion. I don't think fascism is right-wing at all. Not that I like the right wing either.
Sure.
It's 2 wings on the same piece of shit bird, so far as I'm concerned.
What kind of bird is that? Used to be an eagle.
I don't know. I've got a bunch of, God, what do they call it? Finches living on my front porch right now.
Really?
They have a nest right above one of my windows and a giant pile of about 30 pounds of shit under it. And apparently I'm not allowed to disturb the nest. It'd be a shame if something happened to it, though.
Sure would.
Like if, I don't know, a bomb went off on my front porch.
Yeah, just some
Which
black
happens
cats.
all the time. It happened at the fucking Hoover Dam, and now
Sure
60,000 people are dead.
60,000 confirmed or 0 confirmed dead. We don't know yet, okay? So just stay with us throughout the program tonight. We will update you on the terrorist attack at Hoover Dam. Oh, okay, it's 0? It's still 0? All right, it's 0 deaths right now, but it has been reported as high as 60,000 here. That's where the reports have come
it's
from.
somewhere between 0 and 60,000.
Somewhere between, we don't know.
I mean, thousands of people have died since the explosion at the Hoover Dam.
Yeah.
Technically
around the world.
Yeah. Thousands of people have died since the explosion at the Hoover Dam.
I wonder how many people looked at that explosion on their phone on Twitter and then just died right afterwards. Heart attack, flu.
AIDS.
Yeah.
You don't want
Monkeypox.
to. Yeah, I feel like if you don't want your heart rate up too high if you've got AIDS because it's spreading the AIDS
everywhere
more quickly. It's like a PIC line, but it's spreading the AIDS more quickly. Can you look that up?
Yeah.
I know it's like a rattlesnake bite.
Sure is.
Well, if your heart rate gets up,
Yep.
it goes through you
Yeah.
faster.
If Cam Hanes gets bitten by a rattlesnake, it'll take him like 6 months to die.
Easily.
His heart beeps like once every 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's like thump.
He'll live the longest. All of us dummies will die in like 15 seconds. But if you are going to die and you're out there, you might as well die in a ghost bed from ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 30% off the bundle package. No, that's 40%. How did I fuck that up?
Because you're stupid.
Yeah, probably. Delco Dan got up, got in my eye line, and I was wondering if he was going to take yet another shit today.
There's a story
not.
There's a story coming up soon. It's about the Indiana mall shooting.
Yeah, we're going to discuss that.
And I can't fucking wait for you to try to say this dude's first name. I've been looking forward to it all day.
And I will, and it's going to be pitch perfect, and I haven't seen it either. And that's what's best, is that I don't see it beforehand, and I just read it live. But at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros, 30% off with the promo code Drinkin Bros, pillows, sheets, mattresses, adjustable bases, whatever you can put in the cart, 30% off with the promo code Drinkin Bros. Weighted blanket, throw it in there. Sheets are fucking great as well. 40% off the bundle package, that's the adjustable base and the mattress combined. 50% off the 3D Matrix mattress, and Keanu Reeves will deliver that for you. He'll put it in any downstairs room, but he won't go upstairs. Apparently, it's a movers thing. So, good for him. The bottom of that screen, you're going to see a 60-month pay-as-you-go program there. Just click it if you want to add all those deals to that, and you can walk out of there with a brand new bedroom set for about $25 a month at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Today's the day. Get a nice cooling mattress. It's hot as fuck everywhere in the goddamn country. Next up, we got BetterHelp.com/Drinkin Bros. Is there a better time than this to get a BetterHelp app? I mean, I feel like we're all going fucking insane. We got to talk to somebody, right?
Yeah, and it coincides with the new 998 or whatever the fuck it is, 988 number.
Yeah, it does, right?
Yeah, but this is that's for an emergency situation
for suicides, correct?
This is for ongoing treatment. So it's a lot like the telemedicine things you've heard us talk about before. Mm-hmm. But this is for mental health assistance, right?
It is. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help.
Yeah.
It's professional therapy done securely online, available to people worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your therapist. You can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so you don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. Because even I hate that. Every fucking meeting now, everybody's like, let's do Zoom. I want to see your face. Why? I'm taking a shit. You don't need to see my fucking face all goddamn day. So if you don't want that, I understand that. I prefer just chatting with people, and that's a nice thing. So you can schedule that as well. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available. BetterHelp is a great way to invest in yourself and your own mental wellness. Visit their website and read their testimonials. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states. So if you're out there, give them a jangle. And they have a special offer for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Drinkin Bros. That is 10% off your first month of online therapy at betterhelp.com/Drinkin Bros. Last but not least, we got the old Raycons, brother. I use these fucking things every day.
Yep.
Every single day. How many years has it been now?
4 or 5.
I think so, right?
I think it was
we started with them from the beginning.
I guess it was 2018 when we first brought them on, so about 4 years.
These are the best headphones I've ever owned, by the way. We don't have them here in the studio simply because we
I do. I've got some on my bag right there.
No. I mean, that we're wearing now. I would love to plug in with these goddamn things. They're the best.
Yeah.
But sadly, we can't because we trash them all the time. And I don't want to trash the Raycons. I'll trash these shitty ones, though, that we're wearing. I don't give a fuck about that. Because oftentimes after the show, we throw them on the ground and then we stomp on them. That's just what we do. But you can go to buyraycon.com/Drinkin Bros today and get 15% off your headphones. They've got the wireless, the new fitness earbuds are the jam. I've always had problems with the Apple ones because they fall out. My ear holes are too big. I know it's a weird statement to make, but it's totally fucking true. And if you walk the streets in your neighborhood, I guarantee you today you'll find one AirPod, just a sole one, lying on the ground, melted into the pavement
100%.
because those fucking things don't fit in your ears.
Yeah, they're not only that, but the I'm not sure the controls that are on the actual headphone itself. So Raycon has an awareness mode as well, which means there's an outward-facing microphone, so you can still hear the shit going on around you. Yeah, you turn it on, put your finger on your right ear for like a second.
That's it.
And that's it. It's fucking. These are the best goddamn headphones I've ever had. I had them for like a week. Was looking for them. Oh, Brittany's got them. Like, I'll buy you your own. Fucking keep your hands off my shit. You're not allowed to sleep inside anymore.
Yeah.
Next I gave her a 2-week outdoor sleep assignment.
Sure. And
But
she got
headphones out of it, so it's.
Yeah, she's fun. But they're amazing. I've even got the big ones for the gym as well. And they've got the work ones. They're on the desk here. If you cut to that wide real quick. Oh, no, you can see them right there. Boom. They're right there. The best in the biz, and they're cheap, dude. Most of the battery life on these things is 9 hours of playtime, 54 hours of battery life total, nearly double the battery life of other brands on the market. They've got like 35,000 5-star reviews. They're amazing. Best in the biz. Now's the perfect time to pick up a pair of Raycon fitness earbuds. Right now, our listeners can get them for $20 off. And if you go to buyraycon.com/drinkinbros and use the code on the page, you will unlock an additional 15% off. Go to buyraycon.com/drinkinbros to get access to this limited time offer. Use that promo code Drinkin' Bros. Don't forget, kids.
Also, go to drinkinbros.com and check out the store. We've got a sale going on. We took a lot of items that we're trying to clear out the shelves because we have new shit coming in for late summer and fall.
What is there? 25? It's a lot of
it's
them are like
$20.
25%. Yeah,
it's all $20, like a flat $20 for each of these. So all the flags, all the tumblers, T-shirts, and hats, all $20 right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everything, all of those things on the site right now are $20. So go check that shit out.
Yeah, go check that out, dude. Buy them shits so we can get new ones in there. So I wanted to ask you about this mall shooting in Indiana.
It wasn't me. I was here.
I gotta ask. You know I gotta ask, brother.
I was here.
As long as you were here.
I have an alibi.
So was Ray Epps. Ray Epps was here. This guy ended up killing 2, injuring 2, I believe, in this shooting. Bob, you can fact check that for me. It could have been more. Now, it was trending that he was a good Samaritan, had taken this guy down.
Yep.
And this was from the police chief's mouth himself, that this was a good Samaritan who was legally carrying a firearm on him inside the mall, saw this guy shooting, and then fucking blasted him.
Well, I don't know much about Bob. Maybe you can pull up something on the shooter. I don't know. We don't need to say his name or anything. I just don't know what his deal was. I imagine fits the same profile as every other shooter, which has been arrested sometime in the last 2 or 3 years and is on police's radar and got a gun by some kind of weird means.
Okay.
That and being on antipsychotic medication, SSRIs and shit. That's the trifecta that usually predicts these things. But Indiana has what we now have here in Texas, which is constitutional carry, which means you can carry a concealed weapon without a permit, provided you're not in a location that specifically prohibits it by law, like a bank, right?
I'm surprised a mall isn't on that list.
No, usually the laws are written like it's state and federal buildings, schools, but that depends on the state because some states allow guns on campus. And then anywhere that you have to purchase admission, like a fair or a movie theater or something like that, is a gun-free zone technically. Now, there's no such thing as a gun-free zone if you're not a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Right?
Put up a picture of this guy. I'm going to attempt the name for you.
This is the guy.
This is the guy who shot him. So this is not the shooter, by the way. This is the guy who killed the shooter in the mall. I'm going to give a shot at this name because D'Anthony asked for it. Elisa Jisha Dickens. Nope.
Say it again.
Elisa Jisha.
It's just Elijah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I'm going to spell this out for the audience. You ready? It is ELISJSHA. I've never seen Elijah spelled like that in my entire life.
Yeah, I don't think his parents could spell.
I don't know if it's spelling, but is it white people just doing too much with fucking names now?
I believe that might be an Eastern European version of the word Elijah. Like, Seamus in Gaelic is in Irish is James, right?
No, I did not know that.
Jesus is Joshua.
Is
in
he?
English? Yes.
Never took that.
So
never took that course.
Different spellings, I wanted to hear you try to say it because I know
everyone would fuck this up. ELISJSHA, and God bless the guy. He killed the armed gunman. Could have been a lot worse. But what I really wanted to ask you about, and I'm being completely dead serious when I say this, is this a good thing? Because before we went on air, I think you had said he fired 8 shots, but only hit him twice.
I got to find that. I'm not sure, but that's not like in itself. That's not a negative thing. Does anybody know what the 4 rules of weapon safety is? And can anybody in this room who are now residents of Texas and 2 who have been residents of Texas for quite a while?
Dive, duck, dodge.
No, that's 5 rules of dodgeball.
Sure. Okay. So dodgeball is different. All right.
Finger off the trigger, point the barrel downrange, check your surroundings.
Always keep the weapon pointed in a safe direction. So don't be specific about the range necessarily. Keep your finger out of the trigger well until it's time to squeeze it. Never point your weapon at anything that you don't intend to kill, and then treat every weapon as if it were loaded. Not necessarily in that order. Now, the 5th rule of weapon safety is to know your target and what's beyond it, or your backdrop, as we would call it. So I did see one lefty media outlet say, like, they without commenting on it, noted how many times he shot or something like that. Mm-hmm. Clearly trying to make the point, like, this is a wild fucking shit. No, maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. You don't know, right?
Right.
Okay, show me the crime scene photos and I'll tell you if that's the case or not. Show me video and I'll tell you. But here, what we do know is that he didn't hurt anybody except for the fucking asshole that was shooting people, and he killed that guy. That is a win.
Right.
Also, was he even trying to kill him? I mean, I'm sure he was shooting at him, but 8 shots and hitting him twice, I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing, but especially if the range was clear or whatever, like maybe he's just trying to pin him down, scare him off, right?
Well, what I did hear is that, one, that would be stupid.
That would be?
Yes.
Okay.
But what I did hear is that he was shooting from something like 40 or 50 meters away, which with a handgun is a pretty good fucking shot if you hit him at all.
Yeah.
Especially in the heat of the moment right there. I'm less concerned with that. I'm glad that he had the good sense to fucking have a weapon on him in the first place, right? Like this kid is the real gun owner in America. This is the prototypical gun owner in America. It's why there's fucking 400 million guns, and we don't just have the wholesale slaughter of people 24 hours a day. Because most people carry that shit to protect themselves, their families, and the people around them. And they only use them in that capacity, typically.
Yeah, so according to the chief, he said Dickin returned fire from quite a distance with a handgun, was very proficient in that, and very tactically sound. Mm-hmm. As he moved in on the gunman, he also motioned for people to leave behind him and get down. And most of the people that were there are saying he's a superhero. And so far, there is no negative feedback from anybody who is inside the mall.
I want to address that. I don't think, look, the kid clearly stepped up and did what he fucking had to do, but this is the standard. To me, that's not a hero. Like, I respect what he did, and I'm glad he did it. But we have to stop putting that type of action on a pedestal, and instead, that is the fucking standard. If people are in danger, you're a man. Step in and fucking fix it, right? That should be the expectation, not the exception. Like that, how you talk about things is super important, because people will sit at home and be like, man, I don't know what I would do in that situation. It reminds me of a lot of the naysaying that I've gotten from the Uvalde bullshit. Like, oh, you fucking are sitting behind a desk doing, like, dude, I've been in gunfights before. I know exactly how I would react in that situation. I know how I would react in Elijah Dickens' situation, this kid that fucking clipped this mass shooter, because I've done it before. Not a mass shooter in a mall, but I've been in gunfights before. And if you don't know exactly how you would respond in that situation, you should not be wearing a fucking badge. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, you know what's really sad is there was a Supreme Court case, I think it was in 2006, that where the court opined that the police don't have any duty to protect you. Like, their first duty is to protect themselves.
Actually, AOC said that in a video last week.
That shit is fucking pathetic. That's not how a man behaves, much less a fucking sworn officer, somebody that's taking it upon themselves to serve the fucking community and carry a gun in defense of the community. You don't know what you're going to do in that situation? Go the fuck home. Go be a fucking maid.
The other interesting part of this is they're also saying that this kid has no police training and no military training. So this is just a normal guy with a gun.
Yeah, there's plenty. Like, you don't have to fucking join the military or the police to learn how to shoot a gun or move tactically or be situationally aware. You don't need to do any of that stuff. Everybody should do that.
No. And then this kid, so he doesn't want to be recognized for being a hero or anything else. He actually hired a lawyer to keep his life private, him and his family private. So clearly doesn't want anything, because if so, he would have been on every fucking news channel there was, you know?
Yeah, CNN ran their article this morning saying how this is just an outlier case. Like, usually a good guy with a gun doesn't work out. Like, no, it's not true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not true.
There was another one, too. Remember that guy who killed the guy in the truck? Went out just blasting him from his fucking porch.
Well, there was the old man that was here in Texas.
Yeah.
So it was the church shooting.
Yeah.
And the guy lived next door to the church, and he just ran out and fucking blasted that dude.
Yeah. Right off his porch.
And that's kind of the point, right? It's what McConaughey said, not in real life, because it turned out to be kind of a cunt about guns in real life, just a pretender. But what he said in True Detective is like, the world needs wolves, like, right? Because we keep the other wolves from the door. That's the fucking point. Like, and it's what I talk about on Citizen all the time. If you want to live in a world that is beneficial for people, that's safe, where you can pursue life, liberty, and happiness, as the Constitution says we should, then you've got to do your fucking part. And that means sometimes being ready to fight. Sometimes it means being ready to help somebody up off the ground, even if you don't like them. And sometimes it means punching somebody in their fucking face. And if you're not prepared to do both things, then you don't deserve the liberty provided by those actions. The end.
Either way, this kid, it's cool of him to do it. And even stranger that he hired a lawyer to keep his own privacy, which is kind of amazing.
I doubt he wants to go through the whole fucking Rittenhouse thing where people question his motivations and shit like that. Like, who cares?
None of that, but you got literally every single person in this mall was like, hey, this guy told us to get down, stay out of the way. Like, 22 years old, pretty incredible. Next up here, Kamala is actually meeting privately with donors behind Biden's back, when obviously that's not private anymore. CNBC is reporting that today. So why? It's Kamala and Newsom.
Yeah.
They're both. So that's the two, huh? So far.
It's and there's some other dick who works with Newsom in L.A. So Newsom and his cohorts in California are the authors of the worst cities in America, right? San Francisco, Los Angeles, and then the worst state right now to live in my opinion, is California, because of all they're going on the 29th. They're going back to fucking full mask mandate indoors in LA, right?
Yeah,
which is bizarre. Like, it's such a threat that you're going to wait 12 days to implement it.
Yeah,
that's not really how that works, dude. People's brains are better than that.
Yeah.
So, the resume of Newsom is just a fucking a litany of garbage. It's everything he's touched is turned to shit, and now he's like, you know what I can do for you is turn your life to shit too. I mean, I don't know what his fucking plan on marketing is, but
I'm not sure.
That one I do not understand.
I don't understand either of this. And not only that, but clearly this story got out. It's on CNBC right now. I'm reading it right off the page. If you're Biden and you're looking at this and your own vice president is seeking out donors to run, even though you're supposed to run for a second term in 2024, wouldn't you be pissed off? And is that not the first phone call you make if you're Biden, of like, hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, here's what I've heard from people I know familiar with the situation. He's had his phone taken away, and they gave him one of those speaking spells instead. Because he's a fucking moron, dude. That guy doesn't know what's going on. He's an idiot. Like, he has no idea where he is. You think he knows that fucking... Did you see him on this European tour?
Oh, yeah.
He's, like, pointing, like, trying to shake hands with nobody, and then...
He fist bumped. Didn't
Macron,
he fist bump somebody?
Well, that was in Saudi Arabia. Macron or somebody had to fucking guide him to his seat like a fucking drunk child.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
He fist bumped MBS, and then tried to say that he like blamed him for Khashoggi.
Yeah. Well, it's funny how
And then
that
fist
whole
bumps
thing
him.
went.
Hey, Khashoggi. Maybe he was proud of him. He's like, Khashoggi.
He started by, like, his first statement was, yeah, after I fist bumped him, I told him I think he was responsible for it.
Shut the fuck up.
That's what he said. But then he said something else after. He was like, oh, I think I may have mentioned it, yeah.
Well,
like, what the fuck did you just say, dude?
And then he got offered a contract to live golf.
Yeah, and he's going to play. He's going to play in the next tournament.
Joe Biden is?
Yeah, Biden's
Oh,
going to
shit.
play and live, with Cam Smith.
He's going to be the president of Live. Like, what's her name? What's that lady's name? She tried to become the SEC commissioner or whatever. Or no, the commissioner of football, right?
Rice?
Condoleezza
Condi
Rice.
Rice.
Yeah, Condi Rice, yeah.
I mean, she does everything.
She does everything.
She was the first female member at Augusta.
First female member at Augusta. She's on the CFP, the College Football Playoff Committee. And she calls it fair. She calls it like she sees them.
Calls it right down the line.
Yeah, I actually don't mind. I don't know much about her in real life, but, what she's done for college football seems fine so far.
She's Stanford's only fan.
Oh, yeah?
No, that can't be true.
Tiger.
They are notorious for their own fucking students
Tiger.
not even giving a shit.
Yeah.
But she went there.
What about homeboy from C-Mac from the Panthers?
No, it doesn't count if you played.
Oh, I see.
Oh, all right.
So you're just talking about regular. Well, who fucking cares about that?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have any fans. It's like a Stanford thing when they talk about like them getting into maybe the Big Ten or something. They're like literally their own fucking kids don't care.
That's like a reverse T-shirt fan.
Yeah.
Like you went there and you still don't care.
No, you don't give a shit. I got a little bit of breaking news here. So Netflix just reported after the bell here. Obviously, we're in Central, and the market closes at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. They lost 1 million subscribers. Haven't seen how much the stock has fallen.
Who did?
Netflix.
For what?
For the quarter. So for this one quarter, they've lost 1 million subscribers. That's a lot.
Out of how many? Don't they have like 180 million subscribers?
They do, but so the quarter before last was the first time they ever reported a loss in the history of their company, and that was 200,000. Now it has jumped to 1 million. The problem is
that's 0.5%. That's not that big a deal, I think. It seems like a lot because it is a lot of like total numbers, and I'm sure their revenue is hurt, but
it is. But well, I'll tell you why there's the panic is because they spent all this money on this original content, and now what do you do to try to get people in there? Stranger Things was the most watched show they've ever had in the history of Netflix, but that is now done. They're coming back for a 5th season, but they're not coming back for a while. I mean, shit, they're nowhere near production on this thing.
Recent numbers I could find, Dan, was 22.164 million. Or
That's
221, sorry.
that's their total subscribers
Worldwide?
That can't be true.
Yeah.
20 million. That's
221 million.
221 million
Worldwide, correct, yeah.
I thought you said 20 million. 221 divided
So
by
the Netflix
1.
subscriber base is the 4th largest country on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
221 divided by, 1 divided by 221 is, it's 0.45%.
So the stock is
Like if a stock went up or down by 0.45%, you wouldn't blink at that. So I'm not.
They also just unveiled their password sharing fee in Latin America.
correct. Yeah, and they're also going to go to advertising later in the fall or the winter at a cheaper price. So.
Do you think
Perfectly
maybe?
fine. That's why they bought Roku.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what media companies in trouble.
Hulu,
do,
HBO.
is they just buy up. I mean, that's what. So when Disney started to have all those problems with their bullshit, they just started. They bought fucking Fox and Hulu. Well, I guess Fox had already bought Hulu, so they bought Fox and Hulu at the same time.
Yeah.
And with that deal, they got FX, FXX, and all that.
And speaking of which, Jesse, don't you go anywhere back there. They've got a bundle package now for ESPN, Disney, and Discovery Plus, $13.99 for all of them. Cancel the bullshit and just get that, all right? Jesus. Jesse's one of those people who's got every app separated, and it's $9,000.
I actually have. I think I have.
No, don't give her applause for that. It's terrible.
I think I
It's
have
terrible.
multiple subscriptions to HBO because I can't.
We do too.
I'm pretty sure that I'm subscribed on all my so I have Apple TVs. I think I'm subscribed on all my Apple TVs, but then on my phone it was different for some reason, or maybe it was an iPad or something. And I got pissed one day and couldn't figure out the password, so I just started a new one using Apple Pay. Fucking stupid.
I did the same thing. Oh, fuck, dude. I don't even know if one's deleted. I'm one of those people, and I can't remember the fucking password or whatever email address that I actually set it up with. So I have to physically call the bank and put the auto pay. Can you turn off the auto pay for that, please? That'd be great. Just ban them. Just ban them for that thing. Sir, you've got more. I don't care. Just ban it. Just ban it for my thing.
There's a fucking app that'll do that for you. I can't remember what it's called.
What is it called? Truebill?
Truebill.
Truebill.
Oh, Truebill. Okay.
We should
get
see
them
probably
as
one of those companies advertising with us pretty soon.
Yeah, we should. I was going to say we should look into that because I've got a. We're talking with another company that does what this kid Elijah Dickin is talking about, which is for a fee, and they have a subscription fee as well. That like for a yearly subscription. I think it's only $100 a year, where they will scrape the internet for mentions of you and remove them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Which would be the opposite of what we want, right?
Yeah, well, it depends.
Nah. All press is good press these days, especially.
Yeah, it is. It's true. As long as it's not children, you're good to go. You're good to go in today's world. So, speaking of which, yesterday we did Drinkin Rose Sports. We do this Monday morning recap. It's also on Spotify, by the way. Because of the video deal with Spotify, we pop up the video over there on Spotify so you can watch that show as well as listen to it. Usually it's on a separate feed of Drinkin Bros Sports. We were talking about Nate Diaz, and he just got a fight today.
September 10th.
There we go.
Chimaev.
Where is it?
It's in Vegas. This is just a classic wrestling move where the guy on his way out gets squashed by the up-and-coming star. That's what's going to happen. Chimaev is going to destroy Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz has no shot.
Is this because Nate has one fight on his UFC contract and Dana wants him embarrassed
Yeah,
on
he
the
doesn't
way
really
out?
want to play ball. He wants to say ridiculous things. He wants to be Nate Diaz, and this is exactly what he deserves. And he's going to get his face pounded in to the point where he's probably unsellable, unusable, and might not be able to tie his shoes after he's done.
Okay.
I don't know. Tony Ferguson's still wearing shoes. And I've never seen anybody get hit in the face like that. Like time after time.
Yeah, but we haven't really
Maybe
seen
Ray
Tony.
Rice's girlfriend.
We haven't really seen Tony since he got his head kicked into outer space.
Yeah, but that was right after getting his face punched to death. Like that was 8 months, I guess, in between those two. But I've never seen anybody take that many shots in the face before.
What, from Gaethje? That was
Yeah.
it was longer than that.
Was it longer than 8 months between those two fights?
Yeah, it was a few years.
No, come on.
Yeah.
That Gaethje fight was in fucking 2020, late 2020, right? Hold on, I gotta look that up now. Tony Ferguson.
It was pre the Khabib fight, because that's what got Gaethje the Khabib fight.
You might be right then. Hang on.
But then Tony also got his arm almost snapped off by Oliveira.
It was
He barely
May.
made it through that round.
It was May 2020, and then the Oliveira fight was. Oh wait, you're talking about the fight against Chandler.
Yeah, where he
okay.
kicked him.
Yeah.
And
That
his
was
face kind of like turned into.
that was almost 2 years to the date. Yeah, fucking Chandler. What's up with that guy?
I think he's been angling for the Conor fight because everyone wants the Conor fight. If that's not there, he wants to be set up for another title contention. I think he's one fight away from a title fight.
He would beat the fucking brakes off of Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but that's a lot of money. So you get a lot of money to beat the brakes off Conor McGregor.
I know, but Dana's not going to put Conor in a fight where he's going to get his ass kicked. It's bad for the brand.
Yeah, you got to give Conor the best shot he can. And I don't really know who that's against.
It's
anymore.
somebody easier than that.
He's got to bring Cowboy back.
Yeah,
Beat on
why
Cowboy.
not? Why not? By the way, Pete Buttigieg was talking to Congress today about electric vehicles and all this other shit. And Homeboy brought up, he said the average price of an EV is about $55,000. We can't just expect everybody to go out and get those. And then Buttigieg says, hey, you can get a Chevy Volt for about $27,000.
Does he own stock in that company?
I don't know, but I found it weird that he specifically brought up this one particular car.
Now, it's illegal for a member of the federal government in their capacity as a member of the federal government to endorse a privately sold product.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you committed a felony today.
Right. The other thing I wanted to ask you about that somebody brought up today.
I mean, can you imagine that
in this meeting?
You can imagine that, right?
For sure.
Hold on, but we're saying
it's
that
the Department of Transportation secretary,
Yeah.
who's telling you to go buy a very specific vehicle. You understand why that's illegal, right?
That's completely wrong. But let's not shape the narrative that electric assisted vehicles are not cost effective, which they are. You can buy a hybrid vehicle, you can buy a used hybrid vehicle, all you want if you want to save on your gas mileage.
Well, yeah,
the fact that you
sure.
love your gas powered vehicle just accept that and pay the high prices.
But here's the other thing that was brought up today in this meeting. It says, and I don't know if this is true or false. I'll ask you guys. It said it would take 4 times more electricity to charge the cars as it would to be used on air conditioning in a house, if you plugged in your car in your house.
Misuse of position and government resources. An employee may not use his public office or for his own private gain, or for that of persons or organizations with which he is associated personally. An employee's position or title should not be used to coerce, to endorse any product, service, or enterprise, or give the appearance of governmental sanction. It's a fucking crime.
Yeah. Disgusting. I can't believe he's the first guy to do this.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, look, let's... If there was...
Shocking.
Ross, what you're describing is the production of energy. And so there's usually burning fossil fuels to produce this electricity to then charge the batteries to then run the car.
Right.
And a lot...
4 times though, is that the correct amount? My mom asked me the other day, and I
on
said,
how the energy is generated. You can make those numbers say and look however you want.
Yeah, but you don't need to fucking shape that in any way, because we know exactly how the energy is being created. It's 85% by fossil fuels.
Right, and for many, many years, there's a huge government subsidies. If you wanted to go over to solar, they would have subsidized up to 30% of equipment costs and labor costs for that if you wanted to install solar panels in your house.
If you pay for it up front and it costs $20,000.
Agreed.
That which is untenable for almost everybody in America.
You could do the labor yourself and buy the panels offline, like relatively cheap if you were a farmer and had the land to do it. Getting over towards other generations of energy is probably a good idea. Right now, generating electricity from burning fossil fuels is not efficient to drive the electric cars solely.
By the way,
sure it is if we use nuclear power.
An air conditioner, if you have it running all day, which we all do,
sure,
72,000 watts of electricity a day.
All right.
Charging your electric car is about a tenth of that. 7,200 watts. I mean, even if that's like total bullshit and you tripled that number, it would still be way less than an air conditioner.
Yeah, and I don't have one. So how long does it take to charge one of those fucking things?
It takes like 8 hours to fully charge some of them, but I think like you can get a good charge in like an hour.
It all depends on what type of charger you're using,
Okay.
what you're plugged into, the amount of electricity that can go through that cable at varying degrees. Superchargers and fast chargers can do it within 20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, well, 45 is more realistic, but yeah,
depending upon your range.
They're sub-hour now on some of them if you pay a lot up front.
Got it.
The other part is most people, the range on them is, 350 highway is pretty typical now, but that's most people drive in the city. But still, it's probably about 190 in the city, and most people don't drive 190 miles in a week even. So you might be only talking about driving or charging your car once a week, if you're just using it as a daily driver.
Yeah.
Math.
Yeah, because I mean, here, I mean, because the studio is close to the house and all that other stuff now, man, I'm filling up like once every 10 days now.
Yeah, it's less. It's less than before. Yeah.
Now
and
imagine if you had a charger here, you just topped off every day while you're at work. You'd never go to a gas station.
Yeah, but where's that energy coming from? Like,
Correct.
Your place of business is not going to provide you free electricity. Well, it shouldn't. But to Bob's point, it's not just a tenth. It's more like probably 1/50th of the amount of energy totally, right? Because you're only charging once or twice a week versus the air conditioner literally being on 24 hours a day.
Right. And I asked, because we took Josh Harkis, we took his Tesla from Wilmington to Raleigh, and we had to stop off in a mall and fill it up because after the concert was over, we were going to head back because it didn't have that kind of range. And I said, who's paying for this electricity? Is it the mall themselves? And they were like, yes, because they know you've got to wait an hour. And so typically people are going to shop or go eat, whatever. And sure enough, we did.
It's like going to a casino and they give you free drinks.
Yes.
Because they want you to stay there and gamble. I mean, it's a good well, when energy costs are reasonable, that's a good thing to do. I don't know that malls are just, so now a lot of the new charging stations have little chip card insert for it, right? Or there's one of them has an app. I don't know which company makes it, but there's an app where you have on your phone where you pay on your phone to get some of the energy. But there still are a lot of free ones out there.
Yeah.
Free.
Most HEBs here in Texas have them.
Correct. Yeah. I just saw a ton of them at Whole Foods. Big shock, but
just shop for groceries, top it off for the week.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? Go spend your whole paycheck at Whole Foods and then just top off for the week. Look, I love Whole Foods. I'm not bagging on them.
If you could, so topping off your truck is $100. If you could save $100,
$125
shopping at Whole Foods for the week.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but how much?
That would get me 2 kombuchas and a to-go salad.
I wonder
$125.
what the difference between buying from HEB and Whole Foods is, like the same items. Like, maybe we should do this as an experiment. Get the current whatever the current CPI list. So the CPI list, Consumer Price Index, has a list of frequently purchased commodities by people and how much they cost, and that's how they adjust. That's how they figure out what inflation is at any given time. But
I will say the clientele at fucking Whole Foods is way better than
you put your Raycons in because you don't want to talk to any of those people.
Well, if you go to Whole Foods, you might want to talk to some of those young ladies.
Yeah, well,
I
you do.
No, not
you
me.
do. Yeah.
No,
it's smart.
I would just as soon fucking walk in there with a spear, just like 300 style.
No, but for these guys, you know that it's daddy's money, and you know what you're getting into because not only are they hot, their bodies are taut, but they've also got some cash because somebody's got to pay for that Whole Foods.
Especially downtown Austin, that Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All those girls run on the trail and everything. You know what it is.
Ivan Huerta says there's more MILFs at Whole Foods. I guess it depends on what you mean by MILF because there's quite a few Latinx MILFs at HEB. I'm not sure that
it's a higher class.
Technically, it's not a MILF because there's the I'd like to fuck component.
Right.
So they're mostly short, fat, and ugly.
Well, look.
But every now and again, there's a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, there's a diamond in the rough. You go to Whole Foods, though, your odds are better. I'm with these guys. Like, I understand where you're coming from.
I just said Latinx.
Latinx, dude.
Because that's a real word.
Yeah, we're using that. They're telling us to use Latinx, all right? We're using Latinx because Latin people love it. Latinos love when you call them Latinx.
I guarantee you I know more Latin people than anybody in Congress, including Ted Cruz, by the way. And when I say Congress, I mean the entire Congress, both houses. I've never heard one of them say Latinx.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, I've said Latinx jokingly, and they've looked at me like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, yes, I am kidding.
Every Latino person hates it.
Take it fucking easy, dude. Jesus Christ.
At the end of this thing, because obviously today's thing with Pete Buttigieg was for the transportation infrastructure that they're trying to fucking jack off onto people's faces. There was a Republican congressman who asked Pete Buttigieg if he'd considered invoking the 25th Amendment against President Biden for tripping while riding a bicycle.
Was it that dude from Fox News that's always trolling everybody?
No, this was an actual congressman.
Oh, a congressman.
Yeah, a Republican congressman.
Okay.
And Pete responded, I'm glad to have a president who can ride a bicycle. Well, I mean, he couldn't, and that's what happened. Like, he fell over for a reason. Now, what I love is the people on TikTok going to that location and then recreating it on their own bikes. Now, that's really funny.
It's extremely funny.
Yeah.
Because it's not just conservatives, it's just young people who are like, this dude's fucking stupid. Are you kidding me? I really do enjoy that. And on the bike thing, I think I would rather have a president that can dunk a basketball.
I don't think we've had one, though, is the problem.
I think Shaquille O'Neal, like if any, like athletes and actors are always talking about getting involved in politics.
Mm-hmm.
If Shaq ran for office, I don't give a fuck what his platform was. I would vote for him 100%.
All right.
As long as Charles Barkley was his running mate.
Of course.
Or Kenny the Jet, just so somebody can fucking be serious.
We're about to lose Charles.
We're about to lose Charles. He's going to live. He might go to live.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to lose Charles. Like, we'll lose him from NBA on TNT, but he's going to do something. He loves doing shit.
He's going to do live. Yeah. He's going to do live golf, I think. They're going to back up the truck, which is strange, but why not? It's entertainment. Him and Faraday, it's fucking entertainment. Let's go, dude. That's what it's all about these days, so who fucking gives a shit? Are you watching the MLB All-Star game tonight?
No, I wanted to talk about that. I guess we'll talk about it some on the baseball show tomorrow. Sometime soon. We should talk about this now. Actually, we're gonna have a gentleman named I think his last name is Kuhn, Jason Kuhn.
Okay.
And you remember, Tyler Matzik, right? Nutsack from the Braves, left-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
So you know how he was out of baseball for a while because he had the yips.
Yeah.
Jason Kuhn is a former Navy SEAL that worked with him to get over the yips.
Oh, no shit.
So this dude is one of the primary reasons that while you were in your AIDS coma, the Braves won their first World Series in 25 years. So we're going to have him on the show sometime this or next week. The question is, should we have him on the baseball show, which is a little smaller, or have him on this show where we can get a little wilder? You know what I mean?
I'm down for whatever. I don't care. We get a ton of guests next week. I'm down for whatever. But
back to your comment about, I just wanted to throw that out there. Back to your comment about the fucking All-Star game. I want to back up to last night. The home run derby itself, the action on the field with the young kid lighting it the fuck up and all the stuff that happened, and then Soto getting off to a slow start, but then coming back from behind. It was almost like Alonso's win in 2019, his first one, where he came back. Super exciting. The broadcast team that's the worst thing I've ever fucking. It was almost unwatchable
of all time.
I told
you. I fucking told you.
And Bob was correct.
So they had two broadcasts. The other one was Jessica Mendoza.
God damn it! Was it really?
And two fucking white nerds. And it was like, oh, that's the StatCast broadcast. It still needs to be exciting.
Yeah.
Eduardo Perez is.
He can't count either. He didn't know how many home runs had been hit.
He's the John Madden of baseball.
Yeah.
He only says extremely obvious stuff, and he gets very simple things wrong a lot.
Like Madden, though. I like Madden.
Very unnecessary.
But Madden was actually entertaining.
Madden was entertaining.
Yeah. This Eduardo Perez is not. Carl Ravitch on Baseball Tonight, fucking love him.
Yes.
Dude.
Same.
Like he's so fucking smart, knows baseball. Peter Gammon, same way. Smart, knows baseball.
Yeah.
It would be like this show if you weren't on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It would just be my droll voice. Like, oh, home run. That one went 427 feet. Like, all right, cool, man. Who's the dude that's fucking saying crazy shit?
Yeah. And also, by the way,
mean?
for a home run derby, no, there should not be a StatCast broadcast. It's a fucking dong fest. Get drunk motherfuckers. It needs to be a normal booth and then a rowdier booth. Like you do not need nerds like on the launch angle on that. And I fucking I read Fangraphs every day.
Yeah.
I don't want the stats for this. No stats. I want meathead drunk bullshit.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's all we fucking want, dude. That's it. They should have us all in the goddamn booth though. That's what it should be. When we did that,
you know what they did that for, by the way?
Which one?
What ESPN once did a broadcast like that for? The Women's College World Series.
Really?
They had a secondary broadcast, and it was just four people I'd never heard of slamming drinks.
The night we did it for bare knuckle boxing was a fucking blast.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And there was so many comments of like, Jesus Christ, dude, this was so out of control. Why don't you guys just do this all the time? And I was like, well, we would. We don't really give a shit.
To me, that's the next step in these sports. Like now that football is moving over to a streaming platform, and I think they're going to stay there permanently, to be honest, except for maybe Monday Night Football may stay there, but I think all the rest, I think all the Sunday day football will be on streaming forever.
Yeah.
But the next step in that, we've talked to Triller about it. We've talked to a number of other organizations as well about it. Is the Peyton Manning or the Manning brothers cast and having the personalities that you want to see talking about the game with the game playing next to it.
Yeah, we can tell the story now. They didn't do the deal.
No, they didn't do the deal, but that's the next thing that's going to happen in media and in sports media.
So Dan and I last year, before the football season started, were approached by Twitch about doing a picture-in-picture broadcast with the games and just going bug fuck the same as we do on the show every single day. We were in. I think that's the future, exactly what Dan is saying. And then you can just kind of watch it with your favorite people. Now, what we learned was Amazon owned Twitch. Amazon has the Thursday night games, and so they were kind of prepping it for what was going to happen in the future because, let's face it, all live sports are going to these streaming outlets. Apple TV, I believe, is going to get the Big Ten. But that would have been a fucking blast to just do whatever the game of the week was. You and I come in, we do the game, but you've got to be able to watch it as it's going on because the problem is everybody's TVs are either a half a second behind or a DVR is off or whatever.
So the best way to do
live
it is
picture-in-picture.
It's a live PIP. That's the only way to fucking do it.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Maybe they went back and listened to, I don't know, just one of our shows, and they were like, well, we can't put these motherfuckers on with the NFL. I'm not sure what happened. We just know that it went deadly silence, and we were not invited back for another meeting after that. But it would have been a blast, and we all could have had fun together and then gambled on this shit, because I think that's the other part of this, is if we have live lines going for all this shit, then it gets even funner, because then you can bet on all of it. Like last night, the Home Run Derby, there's a million things you could have live lined for that, and it would have been a blast. I think that's probably the future of it, but they've got to get over this fucking content issue that we're all, horrific people and everything else. Because the people that would be watching it are our listeners and our listeners only.
Yeah.
I'm sure it would expand depending upon the exposure, but whatever, man. We would have started, and we offered to do it for free initially just to see how it would go. And we gave them a huge guest, too. We were like, hey, we can get... Yep. It was a Hall of Famer. It was a Hall of Fame running back. That's all I'll say. I won't say whose name is. I go, he'll join the broadcast with us. You can't get better than that. And they were like, we'll get back to you.
Yeah, I don't think it was a brand, like we run into brand safety issues
we do,
from time to time, but I think that one was just, they weren't prepared mechanically to do any of it. Like they didn't, I don't think they understood how big of a technological lift it was to get all that done. Like to have the PIP, have the lower thirds and frames cut out, the ability to cut from multiple live streams simultaneously back to local commercials and national commercials and all that stuff. I don't think they had the infrastructure to do it. I don't think they have it now. That's why I'm saying I think within the next 2 or 3 years, that's what's going to happen. But it's going to take some time for them to build that infrastructure.
Because you could also do this for all the sports. Like if you put us together with John Daly for the last round of the British Open, that would have been just a complete fucking blast, dude.
Yeah, let's say there's an event where Cam Smith is the favorite. And it's us and John Daly calling the match. Like a lot more people are going to watch that than would normally watch a golf match, right? People that don't even give a fuck about golf are going to watch it. Fans of mullets, for example, would show up just for that. So it's a good marketing campaign, or a good marketing strategy, rather. But I don't think they didn't have the tech stuff set up. Like I do hits on, I haven't lately, but on Fox all the time, and it's still pretty janky. Even with the biggest media company in the fucking world, it's still pretty like, oh, fucking, and there's issues all the time and stuff like that. Like you watch ESPN, half the commentators on Get Up or First Take are coming in through Zoom. And like this morning, Graziano or whatever the fuck his name is, he couldn't talk because his shit was all fucked up. It happens all the time. Yeah. We're still not there yet.
I think, finally, I got you to admit it. I think the solution would be, the easiest solution would be let the people broadcast it live on the screen. Because we have the technology here within our own studio to do it. Yeah. Just put the game up. Don't ding us for the rights on YouTube or Twitch or wherever.
That would probably be the easiest way to do it.
But then
you have to. Then the deal that you're doing with all the influencers you have to write ESPN or whomever it is into that deal, and then it's going to come with all their bullshit too. And I think what the leagues want to do is use that as an or the teams or the conferences in college football. What they want to do is use that as a secondary device. Okay. And not necessarily include the SEC network or ESPN or CBS or anybody in that deal. Okay. But they may end up having to. It might make the most sense too, just to let us like whitelist us on ESPN just to push their broadcast through our fucking screen. Yeah. That would solve all their problems, and they haven't done that, which means like not just for us, they haven't done it for anybody. So that makes me think that they don't want to do that.
I mean, if you made a deal where you said, hey, you can play the commercials, like, hey, you got to play the commercials through the thing, it's like, all right, great. I mean, all of TV and podcasts, all that other shit is a means to serve advertisers, essentially, which sucks, but that's the reality of it. I think maybe if you cut a deal where it's just like, hey, you got to leave the ads in, but I guess you might be talking over them. I would do all of them, though. If we had Pizza Hut, I'd put my dick right through one of those things.
Yeah, but then you have, like, so all the brand safety teams these days that are okay with ESPN doing their shit, they are going to have a problem with us. You know what I mean? So that now you're, but that's not like
because I would put my dick through a pizza.
Probably, yeah, but it's still not an unsolvable problem because they do that with local and national commercials all the time. Like there's one main broadcast going out. The broadcast goes through the local TV station and then out to everybody through their antennas, and they decide which commercials run, right? So they have their MP4s of all the national commercials that they have to run at a certain time, and then they have their MP4s of all the fucking local commercials they have to run at a certain time. It's why you see the same, especially in the local ones, you see the same like rinky-dink commercial play over and over and over again. Yeah. Sometimes it's like, what the fuck? But it's better than dead air.
In Austin, it's patio enclosures.
Or they've been doing the Dairy Queen. That's what I like about Texas. Like, fuck Dairy Queen, dude. Are you kidding me?
My kids know that jingle. They sing it through the house. That's what I like about Texas.
They Mandela'd me, though. I thought it was That's What I Love About Texas for a long time.
Oh, shit.
But I heard it the other day, and it's That's What I Like About Texas. I'm like, that's not really committal.
You're
in like with Texas? Because I'm in love with Texas. And that's why I'm a winner.
The other part of it is there's Dairy Queens, though, in every state. So it's not like Dairy Queen is an essential part of Texas.
No, are you guys, and it definitely didn't start here, I don't think, right?
No, the one by my house shut down in Dripping
Ohio,
Springs.
Like that.
Bob, you're going to be super pissed off about this.
It's dead?
It's dead. The one in Dripping Springs
the
is
one
dead.
across the street from the HEB there?
Dead. Gone.
Really? We just ordered ice cream from them the other day.
No. So they're out, and what happened was they said they could not get workers. And they put up a sign that they were like, oh, renovation. And I found out it's for sale.
They should just get...
it was one fat Mexican lady who was working there, and it was slow as shit.
They should team up with the McDonald's, whoever runs the ice cream machine over there, and bring them over to DQ because the McDonald's ice cream machine obviously doesn't work.
Oh, the hilarious thing was, so after I took my kids to the DQ, closed, done for good, went to the McDonald's, exact same thing what you talked about. I said, hey, I'll take 2 milkshakes.
They're like, get fucked, guy. They're not even polite about it anymore. It's like, you think fucking ice cream works here?
Yeah.
It's people that live in the other parts of the country. I'm curious about this. Is Dairy Queen running specific state ads in your state as well?
That's what I like about Georgia.
So people in Texas think that Dairy Queen's like a big Texas thing. I've had this conversation with people before.
Is it from here? Is Dairy Queen
No, it's from
here?
Ohio.
Oh, it is? Well, fuck you then,
The connection, I guess, for Texas and Dairy Queen is like Mark Cuban had a bunch of franchises. And that's kind of how he started.
Is
right?
that a real connection, though?
Jack Donaghy owned a bunch of fucking...
I had a buddy of mine who owned a shit ton of Little Caesars in college. Well, his dad did. And it was great, but at no point was he demanding us to call him Caesar.
Yeah, I've literally had a native Texan tell me, like, Dairy Queen is such a Texas thing. Like, it's not even fucking from here, right?
No.
And she was like, what?
No. You know who owns Whataburger? It's a company in Chicago.
Now it is. It didn't start that way.
Well, congratulations. Maybe that's why it sucks.
Well, maybe they'll improve the food. Food in Chicago is pretty good if you like pizza and Polish food. It's really good. And really hot dogs, I guess.
They make good hot dogs.
Yeah. And there's a lot of places, especially over in Wicker Park, to one of those Polish neighborhoods and just get like a fucking, just make me a sandwich kind of situation where they just make you, like, you can't read anything that's happening there. Yeah. So it's just like, all right, cool, man, give me your shit. I like Polish food.
Floyd Mayweather loves going there because he doesn't have to read anything. He can just ask for food.
Those guys got defensive yesterday.
Who did?
What's his name?
In the chat?
No. One of the TMZ guys.
Oh, about Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, because I said he couldn't read. It's like, he's actually kind of smart. And I'm like, I know he's a good businessman. But he can't read.
Mentally smart businessman, but he cannot read. So there's a difference between street smarts and then actual real smarts, and he doesn't have those. But I think they were bros with him. I enjoyed those guys yesterday. I thought they were fun.
Yeah, I like those guys. I mean, they're total social predators, but aside from that,
somebody's got to do that job.
They're fun. Well, no one needs to do that job.
It's like meter maids.
Yeah,
they're there. Somebody's going to do it.
No, nobody needs to do that. As a matter of fact, I have a modest proposal for the federal government, since we just hit another record yesterday in federal tax collection.
We sure did.
Yeah,
we sure did.
And here's my modest proposal: fuck the goddamn government.
Okay,
right? No, that's reductive, but it is accurate. So my proposal is that we pay only state taxes. And then as a state, we vote and decide if we want to support whatever fucking shit the federal government is doing. It's called federalism, and it's how this country was founded.
Yeah.
Right before Alexander Hamilton's bullshit cunt ass got involved in all this stuff and started fucking shit up. By the way, if you haven't looked into the founding of this country, You should look into it because Alexander Hamilton is one of the biggest pieces of shit human beings of all time.
Did you guys do him on Softcore History?
But they did him and Aaron Burr situation.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah,
so was the whole play bullshit?
Was
the whole play bullshit then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't a fun guy who was good at rapping?
I don't think that's what the play is about. I think that's just kind of the artistic license. But yeah, so imagine this scenario. The federal government wants to send $50 billion to Ukraine, right?
Yeah.
It's got to come from somewhere. It comes from the states, right? And we get to decide, like, even if it's just the governor of the state who gets to decide. I mean, it would be better if it was the legislature, but let's say it was just the governor of that state got to decide whether or not state money was going to go into that particular project. I think that, one, the governor would be very careful about what he said yes to.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah.
Because you would lose your job immediately if you did something unpopular. And two, we wouldn't be getting involved in unnecessary bullshit. Everybody, if there was a pending invasion or something like that, or whatever the fuck was going on, every state would be like, all right, cool, yeah, we're going to do this. And they would, whether the people liked it or not, they would suffer the consequences of it. But what they wouldn't be doing is taxing us at a record level during the greatest period of inflation in 40 fucking years and spending our money on another goddamn country. That's what they wouldn't be doing. So that's my modest proposal for the day.
I would also like an app in that state then where we also get to vote and then they take our vote into consideration of like, all right, let's say it was wheelchair, right, in Texas?
Yeah.
And the issue was Ukraine. Hey, guys, on Tuesday, July 19th, go to your app and tell us, as Texans, do you want to give money to Ukraine, yes or no? It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
And
you,
then,
I mean, to join
it's like American Idol.
To join the app, by the way, you have to prove your identity.
Yes, you've got to be a legal United States resident.
So actually, I gave somebody this idea, and then this person floated it to iPatch McCain. And iPatch McCain's response was that we're not representatives of the public will, we're conservators of the public will, meaning they look after us, not represent us. And my response, obviously, was, well, representative is right in front of your name. Literally says that fucking word right there, you stupid bitch. So that guy's a fucking cunt, right? I mean, I think everybody knows that.
Is CPAC Shakur coming here? And do we know what city it is in, Bob? Because what I would love,
it's in Dallas,
more than anything in this life, is for you and iPatch McCain to come on the show together. Obviously, Jared is friends with him, and he's been on the show before. Jared doesn't care. As I asked, I asked Jared. He doesn't care. He goes, look, I'm friends with who I'm friends with. I don't fucking read, and I don't pay attention to politics, so I don't care. And he goes, I don't really have to. But for my own selfish reasons, I'll moderate it. I would just like to see you go against Crenshaw in a healthy debate. Would he be down to do it?
No.
You don't think so?
No, he's busy shouting at fucking 12-year-old girls at campaign rallies. No, of course not. That dude doesn't fucking put himself at risk ever.
I think he might do it.
No.
You don't think he would?
No.
Where is it at? Is it in Dallas?
Yeah, but I wouldn't like.
What are the dates?
I think it's in September, right?
It's no. This past year's in Orlando was in February, so this one is, I think, also going to be around that time.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if it was before the election.
Well, we'll know for sure that
that'd be before the election.
Let's look it up. CPAC.
Wait, when?
Oh, I'm sorry, they already had this one, so this one will be February, March, something like that, 2023.
Got it.
I'm pretty sure it was in. Oh
yeah,
no,
it just happened, right?
No, CPAC, Texas. So maybe that's just Texas.
Oh, for the local shit?
No, it's no. This I don't know. This says CPAC, and it's got
National CPAC was in Orlando in February.
It's August 4th through the 7th in Dallas, and it is.
Anybody on that guest list that's fun and flirty?
Trump, Sean Hannity, Lauren Boebert.
What if we got Boebert on the show? Could you keep it together for Boebert?
Probably not. She's one of the dumbest people I've ever fucking seen in my life. She literally was arguing on Twitter last week for a theocracy in America.
Yeah.
Like, we've got to get rid of this separation between church and state. The church should be telling the state what to do.
Yep.
Nope.
No.
It literally says the opposite of that in our founding documents.
Only
you
if it's
dumb
the
bitch.
Pope.
Yeah, if it's the young Pope. If we have Jude Law, young Pope in us, dude.
I just meant the regular Pope.
Fuck that guy. I want Jude Law, young Pope. Like, I want him to be out banging fucking girls.
Trump's going to be there. Hannity, Glenn Beck, Jim Jordan, Ted Cruz, Steve Bannon, if he's not in prison, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Andy Biggs. I don't know who that is. He's a conservative.
But I think Bannon would do the show.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. What are the dates on this?
August 4th through 7th.
Shit, that's coming up.
Yep. Gordon Chang. He's a board member of CPAC. I have no idea.
Oh, Mr. Chang.
Yeah. Seth Dillon from the Babylon Bee is going to be there.
Okay. We love those guys. They've been on the show.
Byron Donald. He's a Republican from Florida, black dude. He's actually pretty funny. Let's see who else.
Is the guy going after the Democratic Klan members going to be there?
I don't think so.
Because I would love to have him on the show.
David Harris Jr.
Okay.
Who's another black conservative. They like to send him out there whenever they get an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
Tom Homan, who actually I know, he's the former director of ICE. ICE.
Oh shit, that'd be that'd be an interesting one.
Yeah, I've talked to him about coming on before. He's just super busy, but I chat with him on LinkedIn from time to time.
What's he busy about? Is there anybody coming across the border?
Well, he's busy doing consulting work mostly. Yeah, but let's see, Robert Malone,
Doctor.
Yeah,
Robert Malone,
Peter McCullough. So there's going to be a lot of that
Peter's
stuff
been on the show. Sure. All the usual suspects.
Yeah, just a bunch of people.
Boebert would be hilarious on this show.
I would just, honestly.
Don't you want to just see it go crazy? Don't you want to just see
Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to come?
Fuck you.
Just ask simple questions about the Constitution and see if they can be answered.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you they would not be answered.
Man, that'd be fun to get them all together. I bet you that party's wild as shit. You know there's going to be an after party there.
Probably.
Who goes crazier, Republicans or Democrats behind the closed
Partying?
doors? Yeah.
Well, so there's a new, some new research that suggests that Republicans are doing more drugs and having more sex than Democrats. But I think it's because Democrats are all fucking miserable right now.
Maybe
it's become part of the whole thing. Like, we've got to be miserable because it's offensive to other people to be happy.
Got it.
Republicans are just like, Republicans have never cared about taking care of people before.
Sure.
So it's like, fuck this. Ship's going down. It's time for some cocaine.
They're dead anyways. Might as well do some cocaine. Now's the point in the show we get to the Drinkin Bro of the week. I'm going to give this to Kevin Raper, and that is his last name.
Good for him. He should get it just for that.
I know. I was talking about the baby food shortage that's going on around the nation. Does not affect Bob, because Bob is apparently super rich and gets his imported from Europe.
Pay for what you get.
Yep.
You get a dead baby.
Yep, exactly. Congratulations to that. But he hit me up and said, hey, dude, I'm in the store right now, and they just dropped off some baby food. Is this the formula you need? And it actually was, and he sent it into the studio, and that's happened on 3 or 4 different occasions. Lloyd Burke did the same as well, and I'm super grateful for it. And because it's our listeners, I trust it. Otherwise, if we were doing some other show, I would definitely not trust that. But I want to give a shout out. It was very, very thoughtful, and he hit me up on Instagram, and I was like, yes. I mean, literally took a picture in the store, and I was like, yes. And I told him I'll Venmo you or whatever you want, and never heard back. But if you're listening to this program today, thank you very much. Super, super thoughtful. I appreciate it. Fun, weird show that guests should be on tomorrow. That I was talking about on Ross Patterson Revolution earlier.
Serge Ibaka just signed with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Did he really?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a good backup for Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently, 2:00 tomorrow. They're saying.
Yep.
Did you get that, Bob? 2:00 tomorrow. That guest rescheduled. So it should be tomorrow. I'm sorry if I cock teased the audience in RPR earlier.
We won't be here.
That's right. You guys are going. Are you allowed to say where you're going?
We're going to a funeral.
Yeah, on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's a strange one.
I mean, funerals are usually on weekdays.
Everyone I've been to has been on a Saturday.
I've been to so many funerals on weekdays. I'm an altar boy back in the day. The amount of times I got to cut class
for
to serve a funeral.
Okay.
Whew.
Maybe it's different for Catholics.
Could be.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. We're Protestants over here.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. I'm into the snakes. I want to keep the snake cage.
I believe in the fucking flying spaghetti monster, so it's not like I've got to dog in this fight.
No. So we're all good there.
Yeah.
We're all good there. So you guys won't be here tomorrow. It'll be Giorgio solo. Is Joel coming in? Yeah. All right. We got 2 guys behind the 1s and 2s, just in case something goes wrong, Giorgio. We had a terrorist attack at the Hoover Dam today. 78,000 people are dead. And this is how you're going to react?
Joel's going to Wally Pip me.
Yeah, he might. He might. If you don't know who that is, look up that reference. It's pretty funny. We appreciate you tuning in. Go to iTunes, rate the show 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, go to Spotify and just leave a 5-star on that motherfucker. And do us a favor. Go to hardafseltzer.com and buy yourself some seltzer. There's a store locator on there. We're in 50 stores in Tennessee. All of the things. Knoxville. We're in the biggest possible chain you could possibly be at in Knoxville, Tennessee.
And Brentwood or something?
Brentwood, yeah. So go there just outside of Nashville and buy as many cases as you can because that'll help us get around the nation with this one particular massive chain. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros podcast. Good night, everyone.